I was riding the train back from my big date last night.
Big date. Now, where did you meet this lady? Bumble or perhaps Hinge?
Hinge.
No, it wasn't.
The app designed to be deleted. And
deleted it many times. I have.
Yeah, I deleted it. Yeah, I found. Well, every time I think I found the love of my life, I delete it, and then about 3 months. You'll be back. 3 months later, they go, "Oh, welcome back." I guess somebody showed their real personality.
I guess somebody decided to show their whole self. Yeah, that's a common mistake.
Somebody dropped the charade. And
yeah, you might want to check out the community guidelines page in the app. You're not really supposed to show your whole self to these women.
Yeah. Well, when you go to delete them, they make it impossible.
To delete the app?
Yeah. You have to.
Well, it's designed to be deleted.
Well,
I think it'd be the first button when you open it.
You would think so. But then you have to go. You have to go to delete your account, and they go, "Are you sure?"
Are you sure?
This is not supposed to happen.
It's designed to be deleted.
And then so you go to that, and then you have to type in delete.
You go, what's your mother's maiden name?
What the fuck is going on?
You have to type in the word delete?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. But anyway, date was good. Obviously not great. I had to go home by myself, but but I was riding the train.
Now, do you think there'll be a second date?
I believe there will be a second date.
Wow,
yes.
okay.
Unless she's a liar.
I've never known a woman to lie.
I've never known a woman to lie to me. Lie to my face directly.
Bold-faced lie to you?
Bold-faced lie. You hate to think something like that.
Buy her a chai latte and then she bold-faced lie to you. Makes her guy feel like he's being used.
Yeah. So anyway, I feel like a no good whore.
It's enough to make you put clown makeup on your face and go into a movie theater.
Yeah, bring me out. I have a show tonight. I'm going to want to bring me out as the Joker. But so anyway, I was on the train back. Home by myself, hanging my head in shame.
Right? Yeah. And, playing Bubble, Candy Crush on your phone.
So I prefer to stand on the train. I don't like to sit.
Interesting. Yeah, I love sitting if
know.
I can.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's not a very packed train, but some of the seats are filled. And
a half-packed train.
Yes, this couple gets on, Asian couple. Okay. And they have suitcases.
And now perhaps you were bitter by the fact that there was a couple people in love. You're leaving the date alone. And
no. I was happy for them. I love.
You were mad that they were in love, but you took it out on the Asian part of them.
No.
Okay, I'll let you tell your story.
You know this about me. I love love, Joe.
That's true.
So what I'm happy for him.
I love love.
But so they had suitcases. They had luggage.
Right.
And the lady sits down. The guy is standing with the luggage, and then there's a Hispanic guy or Latinx.
It's done. That's out.
Yeah, that's over.
That's over. Trump's back.
He's on the opposite bench, they're facing each other. And
she told me 2 Asians and a Latinx walk into a subway train.
What the hell is this city come to?
7 train of all trains?
What the hell does the city come to? So anyway, he scoots over, all right, to make room for the guy with the luggage.
Yeah.
But the guy's not looking. So at first, the Hispanic guy, he goes, bro. And he's not paying attention. Then the Hispanic guy goes, azul.
Azul?
Which I believe is Spanish for yellow.
Yeah, right? Azul.
So he was calling the Asian guy yellow.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I just put it together.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Did the Asian guy turn around?
Didn't acknowledge him. I don't think
he doesn't answer to yellow.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer to yellow in Spanish.
No, he didn't.
Strange.
I don't think he was being nice. He moved over to make room. I don't think he was like being racist.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like this is like we think we're like a really racist country, and then it's like people are talking like this all over the world.
Right, yeah.
And they're trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
Like there's no hatred in there.
No, yeah.
They're just be like, yellow guy. Yellow guy, sit down.
Yeah, he was being nice. He was making room for it.
Yellow. That's so funny. I wish there was we should only just do color. Go back to just colors. White.
Yeah, white. Hey, white.
This is crazy. If somebody said white to me,
yeah,
that's so funny.
Whitey.
White.
Hey, whitey.
I'd be like, yeah, coming. Yes, sir.
Yes, whatever you say, sir.
Yeah, white at your service.
So anyway, that was my story.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I had one, but maybe it'll come up naturally.
It'll come up naturally.
It'll come up in the pod. Now, should we tell the folks at home listening?
I would love nothing more than to tell them what they're listening to.
Yeah.
This is the Echo Chamber podcast with Joe and Trent, the only podcast where two comedians read the Wall Street Journal because one of us gets it for free from work. And would you like to tell us, or should I start? You don't have to.
You give us a kickoff. So we're going to do a little rundown of the stories we're going to be covering today. And Trent, you're going to kick us off.
Well, Joe, this is a story probably near and dear to your heart. Alcohol makers, they have to rely on the heaviest drinkers.
That's so fun. Wow, we really need the alcoholics to see us through the off season.
Yeah. Everybody else is not drinking.
Well, it's dry January.
Dry January.
Oh God! I mean, we're already not drinking. Then you add dry January to it,
and fucking Absolute Vodka's going fuck.
we need a guy who's wrecked his whole home. Well, here's what the people who are doing dry January are probably doing: wearing the Oura ring. Move over, smartwatch. There's a ring in town to check all of your blood pressure and collect your vitals and data and sell that to a fucking Chinese company that gets hacked and loses it all.
I'd rather cut my fucking hand off.
I've got the Oura cock ring. It's actually...
Well, Joe, you're a bit of a world traveler. You like to vacation. Have you ever vacationed to a ghost town?
Like a real ghost town?
A real life ghost town.
I've never been to I've never been to a ghost town.
Well, they may not be as fun as they sound.
It doesn't sound fun. It sounds like a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
Speaking of bummer, it's from the Wall Street Journal review section. Oh. A new age of empire. Great powers aim to carve up the planet.
Oh, good. just what that planet needed, carving.
Yeah, it's ripe for a new carving.
Good God Almighty!
So the superpowers they're gonna go ahead and carve up the planet now, and we're gonna be hearing about that.
Jesus Christ!
And the UN can't do anything to stop. The UN's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's finished.
It's finished.
It's like disco.
Dead as disco.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of carving, cow gallstones. It's the new frenzy for smugglers. They've fetched a high price in traditional Chinese medicine.
Cow gallstones, or are they using cow gallstones to smuggle in fentanyl?
They're smuggling cow gallstones for traditional Chinese medicine.
Fucking bullshit, if you ask me. Well, Trent, we're also going to be hearing from our friends Pepper and Salt.
And we got a little visit from Wall Street Whoopsies.
Oh, maybe we should do Wall Street Whoopsies first. That's exciting.
Well, this is Wall Street Whoopsie, Joe.
Wall Street Whoopsie is from the Wall Street Journal corrections section.
Yes.
Because anyone can make a mistake.
Yes, even the perfect
newspaper.
A graphic on Tuesday with a U.S. News article about food prices showed changes in milk prices per gallon. The graphic was labeled incorrectly as per pound. So
it was labeled as per pound?
Yeah, instead of per milk, they're saying milk per pound.
Yeah, because no one buys milk by the pound.
No.
Yeah.
They buy it per gallon.
They buy it per gallon. So. It's an honest mistake. Anyone could have made that mistake. And the good news is they've executed the person who wrote that. And so it's all good to go now. And Trent, I think you're going to kick us off with our first story as well.
You're right.
And this is from the Wall Street Journal.
This is
right?
from the Wall. Yes.
On the Wall Street
How'd you
Journal.
know?
Well, I had a hunch.
This is from the Wall Street Journal. Headline: Alcohol makers are hooked on heaviest drinking buyers.
What a toxic relationship there.
I know. Well, most ads for liquor or beer include a reminder to, quote, drink responsibly. Still, the alcohol industry depends on people who drink more than public health officials say is safe.
Let's say it ain't so.
1/5 of adults account for an estimated 90% of alcohol sales in the U.S.
Boy, that really adds up.
According to an analysis published in 2023 by equity research firm Bernstein. Bullshit firm.
It's a bullshit firm.
Quote, heavier drinkers are obviously where the money is.
They're chill.
Philip Cook, a professor emeritus at Duke University, bullshit university, whose 2007 book, Paying the Tab, was among the scientific studies analyzed by Bernstein. That dependence has become a greater risk to companies as the U.S. government considers putting cancer warnings on alcohol packaging.
What?
And lowering the recommended limits of drinks a day people can safely consume. Now, I don't think that's going to happen with the current government we have now.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think whatever they're planning is going to be pushed back at least 4 years.
The industry sales are declining because of consumer health concerns, expanding legalization of cannabis, the use of GLP-1 drugs such as Ozempic.
What does that have to do? Can you not drink on Ozempic?
Maybe not, or it could cut your. Doesn't it like make you not want to eat and
makes you not want to eat? Makes you accuse other comics of stealing your material sometimes.
I don't think I know that.
It's a deep cut.
Okay, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. And a generational shift toward less alcohol consumption. The kids these days, they aren't drinking. I was on the cutting edge of that.
Right. You were on the cutting edge. You were one of the first teetotalers
I was one of the first.
of our generation. Now, that was back in the day where you got shoved into lockers. For
yes. I got shoved in the locker. I got punched in the face.
Punched in the face.
Pantsed.
Wedgies.
Yeah.
Noogies.
Yeah.
Swirlies.
Yeah. I was like...
Atomic noogies. Atomic swirlies.
People called me sort of the Rosa Parks of not drinking.
Yeah. Lunch money just fell out of your pockets.
Yeah. Well, that leaves beer, wine, and spirits companies more reliant on people like Joe Nunnink. I really have cleaned up my act. I want you to know that. Well, I believe it. We don't live together anymore, so you can tell me anything you want. No, they're more reliant on people like Kevin Turner.
I would hate to have my name being the guy.
You should. It doesn't come off great.
That's crazy. Well, they just have one model alcoholic for this article, Kevin Turner.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Quote, people know alcohol is bad for you. It can be addictive. People understand that, said Turner, 39 years old, of Orlando, Florida.
This is the makings of an alcoholic here. Orlando, Florida, 39, yeah. Kevin Turner.
It is poison. It is a delicious poison.
But
it is absolutely poison.
Jesus.
On weeknights, Turner enjoys a couple of glasses of liquor from his home bar.
Glasses of liquor?
Yes. On weekend evenings.
I'll have a glass of whiskey. Filled to the brim.
From his home bar.
My home bar, yeah.
And I poured strong. On weekend evenings, he often meets up with friends.
He gets fucking blackout.
With friends at a local bar for 3 or 4 beers, maybe 5. Turner, as a former smoker, said he is confident he could stop drinking if he wanted to. But a cancer warning label or a revision to the federal dietary guidelines wouldn't immediately change his habits.
Not for a fucking second.
Not for a long shot.
Put it in the bong.
But I'm confident I can.
Pour it in the beer bong.
I just don't want to. I'm confident I could, but I don't want to right now.
Yeah, listen, is it a crime to have 2 full glasses of liquor every night and then have there's no way he's having 3 to 4 beers on Friday night with his buddies.
No, probably not.
He's getting torched.
Double that, at least.
No, triple it.
For nearly 3 decades, the guidelines have said it is safe for men to have a maximum of 2 drinks a day.
Goddamn right it is.
And for women to have 1.
Yeah, that's what I tell Sarah.
All right, you're cut off.
Yeah, okay. Remember, it's double for me.
Yeah. A standard drink measure in the U.S. is equivalent to 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Alcohol industry veterans say they are aware of loyal customers, but don't market to them. Quote, in any category, especially in alcohol, the industry is very concerned about overconsumption, said Ann Mukherjee.
The industry is not concerned about that at all.
The former North America chief, Pernod Ricard, who introduced
Pernod Ricard,
who introduced an absolute vodka marketing campaign addressing the role of alcohol in sexual assault.
What?
That sound like a fun.
It's not a good marketing campaign.
That doesn't sound like a fun campaign to you.
Oh, no, yeah. We're going to absolute the new marketing girl. All right, what do you got for us? We're going to talk about how girls have 3 fucking Absolute and sodas and get raped. Good. Yeah, let's roll with that. That'll up sales.
Vodka will be flying off the shelves. Today, federal rules require alcohol labels with warnings about drunken driving and drinking during pregnancy, as well as general warning that alcohol may cause
2 of the most fun things you could ever do in your life.
It's like smoking. Smoking is cool, and then fucking throw it on the ground.
Throw it on the. It's like the old Seinfeld bit, right? When you finish an argument, you toss out the cigarette.
Yeah. Oh.
You win every argument with the cigarette.
You do. And then if you don't win, you just fucking put it out on their face.
yeah, exactly.
Well, the discussion around the cancer risk of alcohol adds pressure to an already struggling industry. Shares of Constellation brands plummeted this month. I'm fucking Barney over here. Shares of Constellation brands plummeted this month after the company reported lower than expected beer sales and a $2.25 billion write-down on its wine and spirits business. Spirits maker Diageo has warned that it is facing weak consumer demand. Jack Daniel's maker Brown-Forman last week said it would cut about 12% of its workforce, or roughly 648 jobs.
Not Brown-Forman. I'm on the way out, Trent.
You're done.
I work in beverage alcohol.
I know.
This is a thing. This is what they've been talking about.
They've been.
Oh yeah,
that's the talk around the office.
That's the talk. Is booze is out.
Booze is out.
Move over booze.
Do you think you're going to transition into selling cannabis?
They've been talking about it.
Really?
They've been talking about it for a while, and they're trying to do like non-alcohol, so like whatever, water, and seltzer, and all that bullshit. Fucking bullshit for nerds. So they're trying to get a piece of that pie too.
Wow.
But I'll tell you what the nerds are doing, Trent, while they're not drinking.
Yes.
They're putting on an Oura ring.
I've heard of this.
This is from the Wall Street Journal. A sleek ring that's outsmarting smartwatches.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And look at this smug asshole that wrote this article. This is infuriating. In the startup world, smart ring pioneer
Christopher Mims is the guy's name.
Mims, yeah. He would love an Oura ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
His needle cock. Okay, this first sentence is already infuriating. In the startup world, smart ring pioneer Oura is a rare beast.
Yeah. Fuck off.
It isn't just a unicorn valued at more than $5 billion.
$5 billion?
No, it's a billion. But billion. $5 billion, yeah. But also profitable in a uniquely unforgiving realm, consumer electronics. Aura's smart ring is on its 4th iteration, and millions of people rely on it for tracking their health. Like a smartwatch.
How do we ever survive without tracking our health?
Yeah. Also, what good? It's like the camera that people put outside of their house.
The Ring doorbell.
The Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
This is gonna. All it does is make you hyper aware of what's happening out there. It doesn't make you feel safer.
No.
This doesn't make you feel more healthy. Then you're like, why did my blood pressure go up by
get stressed.
2 diameters last night? Oh fuck! I'm coming down with. I've got cancer. I know I should have had that 1 glass of beer last night.
You know, lower my risk of cancer wearing an electronic device around my finger.
Yeah, let's have the radiation from that on my finger at all times. Yeah, the fucking smart ring. Well, like a smartwatch, it monitors things like heart rate, skin temperature, and movement. But what it does with that data
I can live without knowing my temperature every waking moment of my day.
It's for real. What it does with that data is different, more focused on health than fitness. Yeah, for real. I don't think it's all that different. I think it fucking sells it to the highest bidder, and it sells it over and over again. You know, I've been thinking about this, like, because whatever the fact that they got away with calling all of this shit data is the biggest crime. Yeah. Because originally it was just whatever you look at on your phone or wherever you buy and then where you're at on your phone. Yeah. It was your data. And then they're like, well, what if it's also your vitals? And then they're like, well, what if data is also everything you say out loud that your phone can hear? And then now Mark Zuckerberg wants us to have the fucking glasses on.
Everything you see.
So now your data is going to be everything you see and hear.
Right.
Everything you buy and do on your phone, where you're at, and then also your blood pressure. And it sounds like my data sounds a lot like my life.
Every waking moment of your life.
It's an audio-visual copy of my life.
Yeah, so it's all data.
With everything. There's just a copy of my life being bought and sold from Facebook to Nestle to Disney to fucking to Honey Nut Cheerios. They all have a copy of my whole life.
Oh yeah.
And then every once in a while, fucking Ticketmaster sends me a thing in the mail. Goes, we bought a copy of your life from Verizon, and then that got hacked.
They got hacked.
And
we don't know who has it.
So yeah, there's
that's a lot.
There's an audio-visual copy of your life with all the information, and some Somalian pirates have that somewhere. Just thought you should know.
Yeah.
And Disney can buy a bootleg copy of your life, and get hacked and lose it.
They make a fucking movie.
But if I
make an AI movie out of it,
well, but if I try to do a version, a bootleg version of Lion King, they come after me with everything they've got.
Right.
Well, you bought and sold my whole life, and you lost control of it,
right.
And they go, but Lion King is a sacred tradition, a visual tradition. It can't be corrupted.
Yeah. Also, this is not really on topic at all, but those Lion King, they're not even live action. It's all CGI bullshit.
Oh, that stupid Mufasa movie?
Yeah. Who is this for? Nobody wants.
I don't know.
Nobody wants to see real life ugly animals dancing around and singing.
Yeah, shitting and fucking.
No, I want to see an actual warthog sing Hakuna Matata.
I want to show my niece Mufasa, and then right after put on fucking Nat Geo documentary about lions and show her the reality. And fucking ripping a hyena apart and then shitting, running around. But I don't know who those
in blood.
Face covered in blood. They're vicious animals.
Vicious animals. Well, they should be put down.
They should be put down.
Every single one.
They shall be put down. Should be kept in a fucking zoo. They're wild beasts. Anyway, they go on to say how fucking cool the ring is, and it's better than the watch because it fucking can tell you if you're about to have diarrhea in 2 days.
Yeah,
and
that's great. And again, everybody fucking walking around like Smeagol now. Oh, my precious ring.
Yeah, if you throw it in an open flame, you can read the text of your data on there. In the year 34, my blood pressure went up by 3 peons. So anyway, it's a annoying horseshit technology. It's worth $500 million, and Apple's probably gonna buy him out and fucking lay off everyone in the company and absorb it. So
Tim Cook, asshole.
Yeah, and then they'll sell all that data to fucking Quaker, and they'll get fucking hacked by Somali pirates. Whole fucking bootleg copy of your fucking life out there in the Black Sea.
Oh wow! Well, Joe, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Travelers discover vacationing in a ghost town can be grim. Abandoned locales.
They're morons. They deserve this.
Pitch longer stays, but visitors say that's too spooky.
It's too spooky. There's one thing. It's something to do a haunted tour of like New Orleans.
Sure. Now that would be fun. That would be quite the fun.
Or maybe even you're balls enough to stay in a haunted hotel.
A haunted hotel, yes.
Which, by the way. Ronnie Lordi, friend of the show, welcome anytime. His Cece's his girlfriend, also friend of the show, welcome anytime.
Yes.
Her family loves to stay in this like haunted castle once a year, upstate.
Oh, really?
And Ronnie just lays awake at night in bed, and he was telling me, and he's been dreading it. And they went back like a few weeks ago to this haunted castle.
Really?
And the family loves it, but it's like the terrifying room where like people died in it or something.
Oh, God.
And she's sound asleep and he's laying awake there. And the dinner before that, he'll be like, well, I'll just have a few more drinks than I normally would so I can knock myself out.
Yeah.
But then he's still laying awake, and then he's just drunk and scared, which is a combination almost no one's experienced. I've never been drunk and scared at the same time in my life.
Yeah.
Just hammered and terrified.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to a haunted hotel or anything.
No. I did a haunted tour in Prague.
Haunted tour, sure.
Did a haunted tour in Prague. The guy who gave me the tour was from Queens.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, my name's Bert. I'm going to be showing you around Prague, the haunted. It's like I flew across the world. There's got a guy that
can't escape. Well, for a vacation to Italy, Rami Awad wanted an adventure. So he picked Fossa, a town deep in the middle of the country that was abandoned after a 2009 earthquake.
No, you fucked up.
But things quickly went sideways for the 35-year-old and 2 friends he brought with him. It took the group almost 3 days to find the town. With GPS leading them in circles. Not a great sign.
Yeah.
After you're going on vacation, you're 3 days late because you can't find the fucking place.
Eating bologna sandwiches you packed in your fucking...
Right. When they finally arrived late at night and got ready to settle in, they heard strange voices.
No.
They didn't know if they were real or imagined.
Now, are they staying, like, is it a staffed hotel, or are they just camping, or how are they staying there?
It doesn't really say.
Interesting.
They didn't know if the voices were real or imagined, but nobody wanted to leave the... Oh, I guess they're in a tent.
Okay.
To investigate. In the morning, they woke up to the sound of a drone that followed them for the next 3 days.
It followed them for 3 days? God. What the fuck?
It's like this movie.
Yeah, it's scary.
At some point, Awad wondered if he should have settled for the Leaning Tower of Pisa. My least favorite part was getting chased by drones, said Awad.
Yeah, the ghost town was pretty cool. Could have done without the drones.
The drones, said Awad at content.
Well, that's why they evacuated the town in the first place. Back in the 1830s, because of the drones.
Those damn drones. That's a quote from Awad, a content creator based in New York City. Asshole.
Asshole and prick.
That's something I will never forget. And he knows a lot about not forgetting things, being in New York. Americans have been visiting ghost towns for years, but usually for an afternoon. Lately, travelers have been planning extended stays in abandoned towns, seeking adventure or an opportunity to disconnect. Some are discovering that ghost towns, in heavier doses, can be grim.
Well, yeah. I mean...
That's why they're ghost towns.
They're ghost towns.
There's nothing to do there.
There's nothing to do there. They're abandoned and scary.
It's now I could see maybe doing this if you were had a talking dog and you had a couple guys around and you walk around solve mysteries.
Guy named Fred.
Yeah, a guy named Fred wears an ascot.
Hanging out with a guy with an ascot named Fred.
I could see maybe doing that. You have a van.
You got a friend named Velma, huge fucking rack.
Yeah, huge rack, and Daphne. Let's get started on her.
Do not get me started on fucking Daphne.
But price is a selling point. The cost of a ghost away. That's what it says here. Can be
ghost away. Of course.
Can be anywhere from $50 to $300 per night, depending on a location. Some travelers say they quickly realized there wasn't enough to do to fill the time.
It's a ghost town. What did you think you were going to find there?
Or that the paranormal activity that often is a draw was a little too real.
There's no, I guess there's no Buffalo Wild Wings here.
It's kind of odd. There's no Dave and Buster's or.
Yeah, I guess there's no bars, no Dave and Buster's, no. I figured there'd be like a karaoke place, man.
It's just a fucking guy. It's one local watering hole.
Is it just me, or does it seem like every building is completely empty?
This is sort of bullshit.
This is bullshit. I wanted a spooky adventure.
So I kind of wanted a ghost town. The owner of the Gunslinger Gulch. That's the name.
Come again?
That's the name of one of the ghost towns. Gunslinger Gulch.
You can own a ghost town?
Yeah. Karen Broussard, who bought the 52-acre property with her 3 children, said they have traced the town's history back to 1864 when it was a stagecoach stop for miners and prison transports.
For miners? Ugh.
No, not those miners, Joe.
Stagecoach stop for miners. No wonder they shut it down.
No, not those. It's not Epstein's.
It's not Epstein's ghost town?
Epstein's Gulch. No. Paranormal activity
Great movie.
It's a great movie. It's quite normal around here, said Broussard, who often hosts overnight investigations for guests at the ranch. Alex Sarha and his wife Nicole had passed through Shaniko, the ghost town in Oregon.
Shaniko.
Shaniko. You don't know what you're doing to me. Once known as
Shaniko, baby.
Once known as the wool capital of the world.
What?
That's what Shaniko was known for.
Okay.
After the town's hotel reopened in 2023, they returned for a weekend. Since then, they have stayed several times. During one trip, they decided to test the paranormal rumors using a ghost hunting app.
Yeah, of course you just gotta get the app.
Download the app.
Forget all the fucking
in the app store. You have to get the app.
Yeah. You actually don't need any of the hard tech that was in Ghost Adventures. Yeah. You don't need the fucking small satellite dish and the lie detector thing.
No.
Infrared goggles. You just need an app.
An app on your iPhone 14.
Okay, so they went to the app store. They downloaded the ghost hunting app.
They got the ghost hunting app. And at first, Nicole was skeptical, refusing to believe in anything unusual. But when their car keys went missing overnight and later turned up hidden in Alex's camera case, she became more open to the possibility that something strange could be happening. Quote, I'm sure it's probably just Alex playing a fucking dumb prank.
Yeah. Also, Ghost app, got to be the easiest app you could ever make.
Yeah.
Because on the little monitor or whatever, when I would just program it, it doesn't do anything, right? Yeah. It just would never do anything. And you download it no matter where you are, I guess there's no ghost here. It's programmed this never to do anything.
Yeah, that's pretty. Their most recent visit in October was quieter. There were no paranormal events, but dining options were limited. The hotel's cafe, the only food place in town, is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So they had to pack their own dinners and snacks. That's why they haven't stayed for longer than a weekend. Still, the couple said they enjoyed the lack of distractions and the opportunity to disconnect, as the hotel has no TVs and slow Wi-Fi reception.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Awad, who went to the abandoned Italian town, said he would return in a heartbeat. His friends, however, weren't so enthusiastic. They couldn't shake the strange voices. One of them had a nasty encounter with sleep paralysis, and God. None of them liked being watched by a mysterious drone 24/7.
Yeah, I could
it would be odd if they did enjoy that.
I like the drone.
Yeah, I
could have done without the sleep paralysis demon.
I would prefer for spooky things to happen, said Awad. It makes the adventure more fun, more exciting, or memorable.
I guess. Now, Trent, have you ever had any spooky paranormal encounters?
No, I haven't. I wish I did. It would make it for a more interesting podcast.
Well, I may have one.
Yes.
One or two here. So I lived with a guy, and I really think it was him. I think he was haunted.
Yeah.
And
a great cloud over his head.
Yeah, a real cloud over his head. He had all these. He was big into spooky stuff, and he had all these stories of things that had happened to him.
Yeah.
Well, I lived with him for a year, and a few things happened. One time, a giant shadow swept the room, and everyone was very perturbed by that.
Yeah.
Another time, we were sitting on a couch just like we are now.
Yes.
And a framed picture, just like this, behind the couch, fell off the wall and slid down between the 1-inch gap between the couch and the wall perfectly.
Yeah.
And bang, fell down with a thud.
Yeah.
And none of the hooks were broken, none of the nails. It was the most mysterious thing I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
And then, finally, when I was moving out, ready to leave at this point.
You were spooked.
I was a little spooked. I was putting all my things in my friend's cars, moving to my new place.
Yeah.
I go back in to get my last box of things. And then as I'm turning to leave, I hear a voice. The only voice I just hear a voice go, "Lights out." And I was like, "Ah!"
Oh, God.
I slammed the door and we sped away. And,
lights out.
Lights out.
Jeez,
pretty scary.
That's ominous. That's rather ominous.
Bit of a hunting. So
now, you also, I brought this up a while back. I don't know if we discussed it on the podcast or not. But I heard this guy do a bit about sleep paralysis demons.
Yes.
And I've heard a lot of people talk about this. And
they're real.
I said it was all bullshit. They're just
real.
trying to be interesting. And then I said that to you, and you go, "Oh no, Trent.
Oh no,
I've had an experience."
Oh yeah. I had a sleep paralysis problem for like, well, I had like it's a symptom usually of like insomnia.
Yeah.
So it only happens, or mostly I think happens to you when you like have really bad sleep. And so I was not sleeping pretty much at all when I was like 19 one summer. And then, but you go into like a quasi sleep state or whatever. But it's that feeling you can't move anything. You've never had that?
No.
So you could see your whole body in your bed, and you can't move anything, but your eyes are open, but you're still asleep. Yeah. And then, there was a giant fucking shadowy, fucking crazy, scary
gray guy
demon right next to me, and I was terrified. I woke up in a cold sweat. Yeah, it's the worst thing. Scary. Yeah, and by the way, I'd never heard of a sleep paralysis demon at that point.
Yeah.
So I fully convinced myself that I was possessed by the devil for like 2 weeks. Oh my God. Until I heard somebody talking about sleep paralysis demons, and I go, what is that? And they go, oh, yeah, it's a thing that happens to people. And I go, oh, my God. Thank God that's just perhaps a medical thing.
It sounds like you're really going through it at 19. Joe.
I really was going through it. Hey, 19, they say.
That's what they say, yes.
That's what Steely Dan says. Well, you know who's about to be...
She's 16. She's beautiful. She's mine. That's what I say.
They had some of their own issues, too. But anyway, it's been a long time since then, and I've been reeling in the years, and and I'm a fool to do your dirty work, Trent.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to our final story on the pod.
Well...
second to final story. And I should say those are my only really spooky experiences. Yeah.
I haven't had any experiences. Now, do you think it's because I'm completely shut off? I say I don't believe in any of that bullshit. Do you think you're open to it?
I think I'm more open to it, but I think I'm also it's like fun, it's like a horoscope for me. You know what I mean? It's like it's probably bullshit, but it's like kind of fun to entertain.
Sure.
Sometimes.
Well, I believe 100% in the horoscope.
Well, that's why you've risen to so much power. Well, this is from the Wall Street Journal, the review section.
Yes.
In a new age of empire, great powers aim to carve up the planet.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Subtitle: After World War II, nations pledged to create a more equal and law-abiding world.
Now, throw that out the window.
Throw everything you know about that out the window. We got tired of that. Now Russia, China, and the U.S. are returning to an older model in which powerful countries impose their will.
Oh, God. Good God.
Well, Trent, in 1945, the victorious Allied powers gathered in San Francisco for a night out. No, not a night out. To draft the Charter for the United Nations. The foundation of a new global order that would make another world war impossible. The charter proclaimed that all countries had equal rights and would no longer resort to, quote, the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state. President Harry Truman told the assembled delegates that the responsibility of the great states is to serve, not dominate, the peoples of the world. Well, today, these lofty principles look quaint, if not outright irrelevant. As the world returns to what was presumed to be the natural law of statecraft since the dawn of history. The strong do as they please, and the weak suffer as they must.
Yes.
This is sort of a upbeat article here. Russia, one of 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, is 3 years into a war of conquest in Ukraine, annexing parts of the country and seeking to eliminate its independence of the remainder. Russian leaders openly talk about their designs on other neighboring states, including members of the European Union and NATO. China, meanwhile, another permanent member of the Security Council, supports the Russian war machine and is preparing for a war to take over Taiwan.
Good.
So that'll be coming soon, and we look forward to hearing about that.
Yes.
Well, they're also bullying the Philippines. They're calling the Philippines gay and stuff.
Shoving in a locker.
Yeah, shoving a locker and shaking all the coins out of their pockets. And they're doing crazy stuff in the South China Sea. And
the dreaded
South China Sea. And they're building islands. And the U.S. President-elect, now President Donald Trump, has begun to indulge in imperialist rhetoric of his own, repeatedly threatening to absorb Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal Zone. Now, he never talked about any of that until 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you'd mention that when you're running for president?
You would think so.
You go, by the way,
we're
going to take over all of North America.
but he forgot to mention that.
They just forgot to come up.
Slipped his mind.
Yeah. While smaller countries are following the great powers' lead, Turkey and Israel are expanding their military presence in Syria following the collapse of the Assad. Israel's up to something. Azerbaijan is threatening to wipe out Armenia, which they do every 100 years, which it claims is established on historic Israeli lands. Quote, "We're entering a new age of conquest," says Sumatra Matra,
what a time to be alive, Joe.
Director of Research at the American Ideas Institute. Bullshit institute.
Yeah, fuck that.
American Ideas Institute. What are we even talking about? A conservative think tank. Everything's a conservative think tank.
The greatest idea lately is the Oura ring.
Yeah. I only hear about conservative think tanks. I think that liberals should invest in a think tank.
Yeah.
Because the conservative think tanks seem to be
you're right. You never really hear about
great results for them.
You never hear of a liberal think tank.
No, never heard of one. Never heard of a liberal think tank.
You really never had a thought in my lifetime.
Liberal think tank. I used to laugh about these conservative think tanks, but they're really getting everything they want. It seems to be really working.
Yeah, they're really they are imposing their will.
Liberals, if you're listening, start a think tank.
Well, what we need, Joe, is sort of a liberal Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that'll solve everything. That'll stop the new age of imperialism. That'll stop the planet from getting carved up.
Liberal Joe Rogan.
Liberal Joe Rogan's all we need. Well, the great powers are the ones calling the shots again. The current revival of imperialist thinking represents an abrupt reversal of post-Cold War order of the last 3 decades. After the fall of the Soviet Union, it seemed possible that humanity could finally learn to live by a set of universally recognized rules.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right. Fucking pie in the sky bullshit is that. With a few
fucking idiot.
This is reality, honey. Yeah. I mean, you are. How could that?
Fucking guy who said that had a lobotomy.
Couldn't possibly last. Today, the concept of rules-based international order looks more and more utopian, and the survival of the United Nations is increasingly uncertain. Quote, "It is a real question to ask, 80 years after the end of the World War II, whether the structure can be saved, what it would take, and whether or not it would be replaced," Norway's foreign minister, bullshit job, explained in an interview. Many strategists and diplomats see the world returning to something like the concert of nations that emerged in Europe after
I love a nice concert.
After the Napoleonic Wars of the early 19th century. And I'm not too familiar with this, but under that system, praised by the late Henry Kissinger for for preventing global war for nearly a century, but also leading to the worst war in human history, World War I. Whatever, Henry Kissinger probably knows more than I do. Empires recognized each other's spheres of influence worldwide, including the right to oppress and dominate less powerful countries and peoples within those respective spheres. So the way they see it shaping out right now is that Russia, China, and at least the Trump-led U.S. go, okay, no, this is good. You take over Asia, you take over Europe, and we'll take over all of the Americas. So that seems to be what's taking shape. Right now.
Oh, cool.
And it's all really coming into focus, and really in the last week.
It is insane that he's just...
Yeah.
He never mentioned this at all until a week before he's the big inauguration. And what an inauguration it was.
What an inauguration it was.
I mean, did you see... well, first, did you see the Carrie Underwood thing where she's fucking... They couldn't figure out how to get the national anthem playing?
No, I didn't see that at all. What happened with that?
She sang the national anthem.
Yeah.
And so they go, ladies and gentlemen, Carrie Underwood. And it's just fucking silence.
Was she waiting for the music?
She was waiting for the music to start.
Okay. And well, she needs to karaoke. Why don't you fucking sing it a cappella? You're Carrie Underwood.
I believe that's what happened. At the end, they couldn't get the music to start. But it's complete silence for like 3 minutes. and they accidentally start with the playing YMCA at first.
That's insane.
And then there's also, did you see that there's like a concert afterwards with Billy Ray Cyrus?
No.
You didn't see that either.
I only saw the Elon Musk Nazi salute.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What was the Billy Ray Cyrus thing?
Well, they also...
Did he sing My Achy Breaky Heart?
Well, let me tell you, Joe, you got to look it up. But things don't seem to be going well for Billy Ray.
Yeah, I kind of have been getting that vibe. Yeah. Well, I'll have to look that up.
He sings the horse song. What is that song?
With through the desert on a horse with no name?
No. Take my horse to the Old Town Road with Little Nas X. But of course, Little Nas X wasn't there. A gay black man, they wouldn't allow that. But Billy Ray Cyrus, apparently, he's featured in that song. And he sounds bad, real bad.
Was he like hammered? I heard he was on
some sort of illegal substance.
Well, I heard that Miley has cut him out.
They're done.
She's cut him out. Miley being
Hannah Montana, formerly known as Hannah
Montana. So just clear that up.
Yeah.
But now recently she's been going by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, and then I saw that
as of recent. Yes. And then also, did you see the? It was really quite an action-packed inauguration. And then they had the. Like the lesbian bishop or whatever. Gave her give her thing, and I don't I just what are you gonna stand up there and beg?
Right.
What good is that? And they're all rolling their eyes.
Yeah, they're all rolling their eyes, and then Trump afterwards, they go, "How was it?" He goes, "I thought it sucked. It was
not very
nice. Not very nice. Not very nice at all. I thought it was bullshit."
Oh, the camera panning back to him and JD Vance and their wives and everybody is sitting there, fucking like.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was a fun time. I liked seeing all those billionaires lined up.
Yeah, all the billionaires and
they were really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Some of the coolest people.
Can we settle this right now? It was a Roman salute.
Fucking grow up. It was a Roman salute. I mean, give me a break.
My Brita filters and an aqueduct. And I can't wait to watch the Chiefs and Bills play in the Coliseum tomorrow night. It's a Roman salute.
We're all familiar with We're all familiar with the Roman salute.
It's the most indefensible thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's completely enough. And he likes to troll, so he was like, I'm going to do the Nazi salute and get away with it. Ha.
Yeah.
Guy's a fucking pig.
Asshole.
Should be scum of the earth.
Should be have something done to him.
I'm less confident that we can get away with saying what we used to say on this.
Too.
Well, it's too early to write off a world body completely, said, talking about the UN, said Michael Keating, executive director of the European Institute of Peace, a bullshit institute that won't last, and a former senior UN diplomat to Somalia, Afghanistan, and Palestinian territories. Well, he did a great job in all those places. Great work. Big fan of your work. This is an ambassador to 3 places completely decimated. Quote, people may come back to the UN. They won't. Or something fairly... It's done. Quote, I just don't know what the alternative is other than a dog-eat-dog world.
Good God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Look at this horrible graphic of them carving up the planet.
It's not equal either. But I guess maybe that's why. Maybe they did that on purpose.
Well, we have got to secure Greenland if this is going to be how the world works.
We need Greenland.
Greenland.
Or should we go after... But shouldn't we go after Iceland? Because Iceland is...
Trent, Greenland is flourishing. Why would it be called... What if Trump fell for it? He goes, you can build golf courses out there. Greenland. A whole land.
Why else would they name it that?
It's one giant golf course. Fuck Iceland.
Wow. Well, in our final story, I'll try to rush through this because we got a little time. This is a bit of a longer one, but cow gallstones drive a smuggling frenzy.
Yeah, rush through this one.
With twice the price of gold, they are prized in Chinese traditional medicine.
Now, what the cow gallstones? What even is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's something that grows
in the gallbladder.
Yes.
Okay, who gives a fuck? So they're like rubies or something.
That's what I would say. I would say, who gives a fuck if you brought this up to me? But apparently, they're selling for a pretty penny.
They're like hotcakes.
They're selling like hotcakes.
Now, what are they? Look like
they're the new hotcakes.
Now they look like medallions. Is it like jewelry?
They look like this.
That doesn't look good at all.
No.
They look like fucked up peanuts. If you're listening, it just looks like fucked up weird peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the use of these, or what's?
Well, we'll get into that.
Okay.
The Dateline Barretos, Brazil.
Nice.
In the dead of night, at a slaughterhouse in Brazil's southeastern farming belt, a group of men splattered in blood scattered around the entrails of a cow.
I should tell that guy to go vacation here after his next ghost town.
To see if they had hit gold.
Gold.
Quote, just look at the size of that one. One worker said as he pressed the animal's flesh through a sieve to reveal a hardened dark orange lump almost as big as a golf ball.
I think I'm going to throw up.
Glistening under the fluorescent light.
This is horrific.
There it was, a gallstone. One of the most prized ingredients in traditional Chinese medicine.
Oh, right.
Cattle gallstones have become so valuable that traders are willing to pay as much as $5,800 an ounce. Twice the price of gold for the nuggets of hardened bile.
Ooh, hardened bile. Now, what do they cure?
Herbalists use them to treat strokes as they grapple with a surge in hypertension, obesity, and other conditions familiar in the affluent West.
Because of all the taco huts.
Yes, all the taco huts in China that are popping up.
They're popping up.
But yeah, apparently China, you envision China as a small people.
Small yellow people.
Small azul people.
Sorry. Let's say azul.
But apparently they're fucking fat pigs like the rest of us now.
Well, it's because we fucking threw a KFC on every fucking corner.
Yeah.
So here it's half the cost of everything else.
Yeah, half the cost of the wet market. Such maladies are now widespread in China.
You want a fucking bat or you want a Kentucky Fried Chicken? Your call. Ball's in your court.
Yeah, you make the call. I know which one I'd pick. Such maladies are now widespread in China after a half century of rapid development and the changing diets that have come with it. Surging demand for gallstones has sparked a global treasure hunt across the world's top beef-producing regions, places as far apart as Texas and Australia, and especially here on the savanna of Brazil, the world's largest cattle exporter. Quote, I thought it was a joke at first, said Rafael Faria, a police investigator in Barretos, a farming town in Sao Paulo that is the birthplace of the Brazilian rodeo. He has been called on to probe a spate of gallstone heists and rampant smuggling as traders try to get them to buyers in Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Beijing.
The three big ones.
Increasingly focused on hypertension and heart disease concentrated among China's aging population, Chinese traditional medicine is now a $60 billion a year industry, according to the World Health Organization. China's government... Yes, the WHO.
The U.S. is no longer a part of.
Not to be confused with Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey.
And Keith Moon on the drums.
John Entwistle.
Talking about my generation. People try to put us down just because we get around. He's a pinball wizard.
Not those two. This is the World Health Organization.
But they also rock and roll.
They do rock. China's government, and I'm sure there's a few pinball wizards in there. China's government and state media have encouraged its use as a source of national pride, especially during the recent COVID-19 pandemic, when Chinese scientists scrambled to develop vaccines and test more.
Kind of did.
They kind of did. Also, remember, people were saying that. I think this originated in a lab in Wuhan, China.
Oh yeah,
and then they're like, oh no, you can't say that.
Yeah, it's like
it's because they eat bats.
yeah. Did you do a bit about it for a while?
yeah. They're a bunch of filthy bat ears.
Yeah, that was the correct thing to think for a while. It wasn't made in a lab. Yeah. It was an iguana. They eat live iguanas because they're weird.
They eat weird food.
And then they're like, "Oh, was it from a lab? Oh, it was from a lab. Okay, got it.
Okay, never mind." Conservationists
they eat bats for breakfast.
Conservationists blame traditional Chinese medicine for an alarming rise in wildlife trafficking. Governments have struggled to contain the trade in rare animal parts, from rhinoceros horns to pangolin scales and tigers' penises.
Jesus, tigers' penises.
Well, the harvesting.
I mean, I have one, but I didn't know it was.
I don't use it for any. I use it for fun. I don't use it for help.
I mean, I don't always use it.
Yeah.
I could stop using it whenever I want to. Stop using it.
While the harvesting of cattle gallstones itself raises few concerns among conservationists, the substance is often packaged with parts from endangered species. For instance, a pill used to treat strokes is made from a combination of gallstones and rhino horns.
You think there'd be something else to make these pills out of? Or like an artificial thing in a lab? They can invent COVID, but they can't invent an alternative to ripping open cows and fucking chopping off horns of rhinos.
Right. For something that probably doesn't even really work.
It's probably a placebo.
It's the placebo effect.
Yeah, a known effect.
Yes. Selling gallstones isn't illegal in Brazil, but trade in the little rust-colored rocks has largely flourished underground, with dealers dodging taxes and regulations and armed gangs emerging to hunt down the treasure. A few hours' drive away from Barretos in São João de Boa Vista, armed robbers recently broke into a farmhouse, tied up the owners and their 6-year-old grandson before making off with some $50,000 in gallstones. Wow. Slaughterhouse workers in Brazil and Queensland, Australia, Queensland, Australia's top beef producing state, have also been arrested in recent years for pilfering the stones while on the job, sometimes plopping them down their rubber boots.
Now, tell me this. Is there like a regulated market for this? Is there places doing it legally? Taking the gallstones out of the cows? Is it all...
Yes, there are. But that's what these workers, they got in trouble for stealing them.
Oh, they're stealing them. Trying to run away with them.
Yeah, to make a little cash on the side because they probably don't get paid enough. So here in Brazil's farming belt, ingesting hardened cattle bile is generally looked upon with disgust.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, God knows how to work at a slaughterhouse near Barretos when asked about the possibility. He is responsible for slitting open the gallbladders in the high-security room at the back of the slaughterhouse, cordoned off by metal bars and under the watch of several security cameras. He said he typically finds at least one gallstone during the night shift out of around 100 animals that are slaughtered.
Is that hard to find?
Yeah. While most of the cash from the stones goes to the slaughterhouse owners, he pockets a small commission from every rock he finds. He said, asking not to be identified for fear of being robbed.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes it's worth more than my monthly salary, he said, adding to that the smallest ones tend to be the purest and most valuable.
The lengths that we go to make a little side cash to take our fucking babies out to a nice restaurant.
I know.
Yeah. Enjoy it, honey. I fucking ripped open a cow's liver and grabbed the gallstones out for this.
Exactly. So enjoy your fucking bloomin' onion.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous once we get it out. It goes straight to the safe. While older animals and those put out to pasture tend to suffer with gallstones more frequently, it remains a mystery as to why some cattle develop them and others don't, De Silva said. Wow. One thing is clear, gallstones are becoming rarer in Brazil as the country becomes wealthier and its farms more efficient, De Silva said. Affluent farmers can afford higher quality feed and send their cattle to
the
slaughter.
Gallstones are a product of like malnourished cows.
Probably.
Oh, that shouldn't be I'm sure that won't be an incentive to torture cows.
I couldn't even fathom thinking that. So all of this leads to more succulent meat. The better, higher quality feed and all that. They lead to more succulent meat and higher overall milk production, although typically fewer gallstones, a trend that could explain why the U.S. already exports relatively few stones, said De Silva. Brazil's farmers would be best to stick to what they know, beef and milk, she said. Quote, people hear about the high price tag, she said, and they're starting to lose their minds.
Yeah, strange. I think they could just go to a lab, again. If you can create COVID-19, you could take a couple gallstones, try to figure out what's inside of them, come up with alternative, you know?
Yeah,
100%. Just stop fucking mutilating cows and behind closed doors and shoving the gallstones in your pockets.
Yeah.
Well, that's been this episode, and I'm sure that all these things will reconcile themselves.
Yes, it'll all be fixed.
I'm sure that our data, which is our copy of our entire lives and being proliferated around the world, and the world being carved up by totalitarians and Gallstones being ripped out of cows. These things happen, and they'll all be resolved. And
we're not circling the drain.
We're not circling the drain, and because I'll tell you what, there's still beacons of art, light, and there's
in a darker world.
There's art and magic still happening in the world, and none more.
And speaking of light and dark,
good versus evil.
Yes, pepper.
Well, that leads us to Pepper and Salt. Pepper and Salt, the only cartoon strip in the Wall Street Journal.
Yes,
it's one signed by a guy named Rice. Okay, so this is a child looking angry at his mom, standing next to the front door of the house.
Yes.
They're inside the house, like in the kitchen. There's like a door there. Yeah. Standing with his mom. He's talking to his mom. He looks angry.
Yeah.
Quote, "Can we skip the quality time? Can we skip the quality time? I'd like to go out and play." So. Yeah, so it's a kid and his mom. Can we skip the quality time?
I'd like to go out and play.
Yeah. More of a bummer than anything, really.
More of a bummer, and it's like something from Leave It to Beaver. Wait, this hasn't been.
I feel like I'm missing context to this.
This hasn't been said since the fucking 50s.
Yeah.
I'd like to go out and play.
Yeah.
This fucking rice has been frozen in time.
Yeah, no. Child hasn't asked to go outside and play for 5 decades. It should say, "Fuck off, Mom. I want to go play RuneScape in my room. Minecraft and eat my Ritalin."
Play my Nintendo Switch, eat my Ritalin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can talk to a fucking 50-year-old man online.
That's what I'm wearing.
That might be the most. I
can't wrap my head around it. It's just a little off-putting, you know. Off-putting. Well, anyway, that's been the podcast, and we'll try to get like an uplifting story next week. We like to try to balance it out every once in a while.
Yeah, we try to balance it out. This was sort of a dark episode.
Yeah, but that's what can
I'm sure next week it'll be the news will all be tons of fun.
Well, thank you for listening, watching. Please share, like, subscribe, all that shit.
As always, this is Trent Mabry signing out.
And this is Joe Nunnink signing off. Bye-bye.